Howdy. Today's video is going to be on something called an olla. It was used a lot in the desert southwest by the Indians. It's a way to conserve water in your garden. So for any of you that would like to conserve water or live in an arid area like I do, these are actually pretty cool, and they work really good because I did them last year. I have some videos from last year where I did some experiments with these to see how they worked. I'll put links down below that you can go see those if you'd like. I'm not trying to drum up more views. I'm just saying that it shows in the videos how the roots formed around here. Now, what these are, this is that clay pot. 6-inch clay pot. You buy the pot, you buy the lid. At my local Walmart, it was $1.46 and I think $1.24. So anyhow, less than $3 into it. And what will happen is you will put water in these every day. Now most days, even in my arid climate, I would use about half of this. So what's up? 2-3 cups of water was all. And I was doing two actual squash, spaghetti squash plants, and they did good. We harvested spaghetti squash, and this was the only way they got watered. What happens is these are porous enough that when you put water in there, the water actually seeps out. And you can, once you seal up the bottom, and I'll show you how I do mine, then you can fill them up with water, let them sit, and you'll see they'll turn dark color, and that's the water seeping out. When you put these in the ground, you dig a hole that these fit right in. And I generally, not with this piece, I generally will, even if I can't get it that deep, because trust me, some of my beds are not that deep, they're rather shallow. So I'll bury them down to about here, just close to the top, and pack the dirt in, and then I'll plant like 6 seeds around it, put the water in there, put the lid on to keep it from evaporating. And then for the first probably 2 weeks until you get your first true leaves on there, you're going to have to hand water around it because the roots aren't long enough to reach this. You don't want it up against it. You want it out a little bit so it has room for the roots to come out. And then once it grows and those roots are touching here, you'll never have to water the outside again. You always just put your water in here. And then, like I said, this is to keep it from evaporating in the sun. So now what I'm going to do to seal this bottom, because they got that hole, and if you don't seal that bottom, you don't put something over that hole, it's going to just pour right out of there. Last year I used a cork and cocked a cork in there. This year I have these little blue things that were in my tub when we remodeled the bathroom last month. These were the non-skid things in the tub, and when I took them out and put new ones in, I kept these for this purpose. I think this is going to work really good in there, as far as if you can see that there, to plug that. Now what I'm going to do is I have this adhesive. It's called an adhesive caulk. So it's going to glue it and caulk it at the same time. And it says right on there, bonds like a glue, seals like a caulk. And then what I'll do here, now let's see here, I just had this open, there we go. I will run a bead around it, just outside that hole, like thus. You want a complete bead because you want a complete seal. And I will take this, set it over there. You can see it's set in there. Trying to not put my shadow in there. And then I will gently push this here. And I don't know how tight I want it, but I can see that I've got what would be a really good seal around there. A little bit of it's coming out the bottom, that's fine. I'm just going to leave that. And then I will let this set and dry. This one here, I don't want to sit here and bore you here while I read how long it takes to dry. Well, wait 24 hours before exposing the water. So there you go. And you can see I've got 2 more. I'm going to do those. And then, so this time tomorrow, or tomorrow evening, I'll fill them with water and make sure they don't leak. And then I'll be ready to put them into the garden. This year, with these, this will give me 6 of them. And over a period of time, I'll eventually probably change most all of my garden to these, because I can put 2 squash plants alongside one of these, and this is the only water that they will need, and they will thrive in that water. Now, this year though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 of them, and I'm going to do an experiment with using different additives to the water I put in here. One of them will just be straight water. Another one, I'm going to use a water-soluble fertilizer in it. And in the third one, I'm going to put comfrey leaves in there. And if you know anything about comfrey, you'll know that that's like a natural type fertilizer. And I'm going to see which one does better. I'm going to do them all on probably my yard-long Armenian cucumbers, because they do really good here. So this way I have a plant I know already does good, and see how much better it does. So there you go. Like I said, check out my other videos from last year of how well these worked. And I will wait, and tomorrow we'll do a leak check on them, and I'll video that, and then I'll be able to put this online. So have a nice day, and may the Lord bless all you do. Okay, it's been 24 hours. I'm going to fill this thing up with water. Make sure thing don't leak. I'm not really sure how to show you. I spilled enough, but you can see there that it's not leaking from my patch. So that was successful. That's working out really good. You see here, like on the sides where I spilt water, how it's wet, and you see on the inside where it's dark. That's what's going to happen, and eventually that's going to come all the way through, and you'll have this whole thing will be dark, and that will be because it's wet from the water seeping through. Now, you can't use one of these that have been glazed or painted. So make sure it's the raw thing. Let's go over here and I'll show you how I put them in the ground. Okay, I dug a bit of a hole there, and you see I've left the water in there so that you can see how it's changed the color. See, this is thicker, so it's still light colored. This is dark where the water's coming through. So what I would do is I would put that in there, and then I put my dirt around it like this, and then I would build it up. I like growing on hills anyhow, but so I would build it up like this. And then I would take and plant my seeds, you know, say 2 or 3 fingers away. And then I would continue to water these for like the first couple of weeks. And then eventually they'll all get attracted to that. You won't have to water out here at all. You just keep filling that up. This piece, you just put it on top, and that keeps the water from evaporating. So that's an olla. That's how you make one. That's how you use one. I hope you enjoyed the video. May the Lord bless all you do. Take care. Another quick note, if these pots are wet and you're going to get out and your temperature is going to go below freezing, do not leave them outside. The moisture in there will freeze, and it'll crack, and it'll break the pot. Have a good day.